Figma, you sly fox. So last night, Figma introduced an update which many people didn't understand because it's a developer-centric update. However, this is more important to designers than anybody could anticipate. In today's video, I'm going to cover what this update is all about, what it has in store for designers, and why I am so excited and anticipate so much from this update. And we'll also take a deep dive into this almost cryptic message, this message that no designer would understand. I'm telling you, this is one of the biggest updates to animation and prototyping in any tool since Auto Animate and Smart Animate, maybe even bigger. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. I'm going to quickly share the social media post that they made. We've updated our plugin API to make reactions writable. Doesn't make any sense to any designer, but okay. Now you can build plugins to automate the prototype creation process or modify interactions in bulk. The first paragraph of this tweet means nothing. In fact, if you're a designer who knows nothing about development, you would have skipped this tweet. But looking at the code and the samples and breaking it down, I can assure you guys that this is the biggest animation update to any tool ever made. So before we even dive deeper, let's look at this little GIF or this little video that they had posted, which basically shows a person selecting 3 different artboards individually, adding them to a certain list, and then automatically sending all these 3 artboards to one single artboard as a prototype. But what is important here is that it's happening through a Figma plugin instead of the actual features that Figma has inbuilt. Now, what does this indicate? First of all, it indicates that Figma is going to open up their APIs even more. So if they make changes to the actual application programming interface, developers can now take more advantage since it's now much more open. That means that you'll be seeing crazy new animation plugins and tools in and around Figma. Now let's finally dive deeper and find out what are the other new things that we're going to see. So now I opened this GitHub page, which has a source code for people who want to start creating their own plugins or utilize the APIs that these guys have introduced into actual plugins. However, what I found funny is that this GitHub page explains more than what the simple tweet explained. So Figma is basically playing tricks with us. So here is what the developers working with this are saying. The ability to write prototype interactions in the Figma plugin API has landed. This is much simpler. This means that the prototyping features can now be fiddled with, tweaked, or built upon when working on a plugin. So you're not restricted to what a plugin can do, but can also modify what Figma can internally do. Now, don't get overwhelmed by this. But if we look at the code, what does this code mean to us designers? First of all, it starts with a reaction comment, which means this whole code is called a reaction array. Now, inside this array, we have action. Type is node, and if you don't know what nodes are in Figma, when you connect one artboard to another, that is like connecting one node to the other. So that's the simplest I can explain. Destination ID, this basically shows that the code can also modify the destinations that one artboard will go and animate into another artboard. Navigation, yes, this is another property that allows you to adjust the navigation with it. Now, transition here is the same property you see on the Figma transitions. You have all these different transitions, Smart Animate, Instant, Slide Left, Slide Right. All these transitions are what are being defined here as well. Preserve scroll position, another property that you find inside Figma itself. Also to note is that there is trigger. That means triggers, the way something is triggered on click, on hover, on drag. All this can also be modified and edited with this API opening up to the developers. All right, I'll stop talking about development. Let's actually talk about what this means for designers out there. Now, number one, there are going to be plugins which are going to automate the prototyping features, which means that now rather than prototyping manually from one screen to the other or from a bunch of screens to another, you will be able to give simple commands, or you're going to be allowed to create simple selections And upon those selections, you can create animations automatically without having to do all the manual work. Now, I'm sure people are going to find ways to integrate this with certain AI features or AI applications, which will allow automation in all these interactions rather than all the manual work and labor. We already see a lot of plugins which can do crazy things inside Figma. I've done a ton of videos on it. However, if that capability now comes to the animation and interaction side or the prototyping side of Figma, it will be a whole new game we're talking about. Now, this is a huge advantage Figma has over all the other design tools. Tools like Proto, Framer, XD, Azure, all these tools have a closed framework, which means that only the company or the developers working on that product will be able to make changes or modification. However, Figma, even though it is a closed product, it has licenses, so you basically can't just open up entire Figma code and edit it yourself. There are some restrictions, however, they are following the path that we see many open source products or projects working in. And even though Figma will not allow a lot of things to take place and will of course keep their code restricted, opening the APIs such as this animation or prototyping API has made it very clear that Figma is there to rule the world, and it wants more developers, more people coming in, contributing into their product, contributing into the plugins, contributing to the community. And I can even compare Figma to Android and other tools to Windows. Remember when Windows phones were a big thing and Microsoft wanted everyone to buy a Windows phone or a Nokia phone? But because of less developer support for different applications on these platforms, people stopped using Windows and shifting to Android and iOS. A lot of developers come forward and create applications. However, Windows Store had very few applications out there and there was little to no developer freedom and developer support. The same situation is happening with Figma, and this is encouraging developers to come forward, create applications, or in this case plugins, for their platform, which will only increase the value of Figma as a design tool itself. And I'm sure you guys use a lot of cool plugins in Figma. Let me know which plugins you're currently using, and let me know what kind of features and plugins you'd like to see with this current animation update. I know I went on a little rant there, but I wanted to explain why this is such an important update and what it really means to designers. If you like such content that I'm posting, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell icon for videos every Monday and Thursday. This time, of course, Wednesday. I'll see you next time. Until then, take care and God bless.